afternoon. No water.
Get some water. Good afternoon. Just to clarify the format of the press conference, we'll start with questions on the Brighton game today, and then we'll move it on to preview the Norwich game. If you'd like to ask a question, please raise your hand and the microphone will be passed to you. We'll start with Jonathan down here, please.
Hi, Jose. Were you happy with the second half performance and the way your team responded from the first half?
Yes, of course I am. First half, I wouldn't say bad. I would say a performance that is not separate that the previous result and the previous defeat. There is always a relation, and you need to start well to get back good feelings. And we didn't start well, and we could even say that we were a bit unlucky, because in 1 minute we are winning 1-0, then the VAR correctly, but disallowed the goal. So the next minute you are 0-0, and a couple of minutes after you are 0-1 losing. So I think the boys felt it. Second half was different. Second half they brought everything they have to bring. We spoke about tactical details, we spoke about principles, we spoke about the emotional side of it, and the second half was really, really good. And even if we were not winning this game, I would be disappointed, of course, but I would have the feeling that the boys gave everything, not forgetting that we played against a very good team, and that I think is also important to say.
You spoke before this game about some of the challenges Tottenham have had defending. I just wondered how you thought your team defended today, and if there was a slight change in system.
A little bit, but in the second half we went back to that risky, or let's say less safer way of defending, because in the first half you could see Sessegnon more wide to try to cover the projection of Scalotto, and Vertonghen was more on the inside. But then in the second half, losing 1-0, we had to go back to that less safer way of defending, which was with the winger playing, Lucas in this case, much more on the inside, and Vertonghen pushing up. So we took these risks and the team did fine. But then there are situations in the game that are really difficult. Their goal, how are we going to stop that fantastic header, that giant to score that goal? Difficult. In the last 5-10 minutes, Burn as a striker. What are you going to do? Try to win second balls, because first balls you cannot win. So sometimes, or always, the opposition has qualities. The opposition has their way of trying to make difficult things, and was difficult. But we could score more goals in the second half. We had chances. Keeper made beautiful couple of saves. But in the end, I think was a great game. I cannot even imagine that these boys, not just my boys, also Potter boys, how can they play in less than 48 hours? Because if you go to control the distances they run, the intensity, the sprints, the breaks, if we are going to control that, and if we are going to tell any person that understands physiology, is a crime that they are going to play football again on the 28th. Is against every rule of physiology, biology, biochemistry, is against every rule. But that's the way it is. And even with 3 guys suspended, because we have 3 guys suspended, I think from the 3, 2 of them completely unfair. Sonny unfair, Winks unfair. I can only say Sissoko had a reason for the 5th yellow card. We have to go.
Go Dan, behind you, please.
Jose, you mentioned the suspensions there. Is that an opportunity for you to try something new in the centre of midfield?
I have to.
And could that involve Ndombele? Is he fit, by the way, or was he injured today? Tanguy.
I cannot say that he's injured because in 5 minutes we start a training session that maybe you go to the stands and you can watch it, and he's going to be training normally. So I cannot say that he's injured. I can say that that yesterday he told me that he was not feeling in conditions to play the game, not based on injury, based on fears of the previous injuries that he's having since the beginning of the season, 2 or 3 or 4 muscular injuries, and feeling not ready to start the game. But I cannot say that he's injured. I can only say that he's not in conditions, which is a different thing.
We'll go down up here, then 2 more down here, then move on to Norwich.
Oh, thank you.
Jose, Harry scored again today's 100th home goal, taking in all the goals he scored for his previous clubs as well, but also the all-round performance. Can you just talk about that? He worked incredibly hard. Do you feel, we often feel that strikers can't improve, but obviously you've worked with some top strikers. Can you tell me about what he can do?
When I was not his coach, I was always saying that he's the kind of striker that is fantastic even if he doesn't score. And there are so many top strikers in the world that score so many goals, but the day they don't score, the performance is always poor because they give nothing. This is the guy that if he doesn't score, his performance is good. He presses, he recovers balls, he holds the ball, he assists, he drops back. When Dele Alli loses position, he covers the position in the defensive organization. He is fantastic. So, of course, 2 great goals he scored. Of course, the first one, I repeat, is correct decision by the VAR, but the action, the movement, the strike, brilliant. The goal, fantastic and important. But you are right. His work was absolutely phenomenal. A little bit like Dele. People now speaks, since I arrived, Dele scored already 3 or 4 goals in the Premier League, 1 or 2 goals in the Champions League. But I don't go in that direction. I go in the direction of Dele Alli exhausted of work. And I love players exhausted. The problem is that we have to play in 2 days, but I love the players to finish the game exhausted. And that's what these guys are doing. Sissoko, incredible. The defenders, they are playing every game. And it's not easy to play with the feeling they have in this moment, which is the feeling of, wow, we can see the goal every game. We make a mistake and we can see the goal. That added pressure is not easy to cope with. So I'm very happy with the guys. And even one that didn't play, Lamela, he was fantastic because I think it's 57 or 58 days that he didn't train with the team. He was injured. He was training individually. He trained with the team twice. After 57 days, he trained twice with the team. And he come to me and say, I think you need me because you are in trouble with injury, suspension, no Sonny. If you want me, I'm there. If you need me for 10, 15 minutes, I'm there. So he was there. If we need him to try to score a goal, he would be there. And that's the kind of thing that touches me. I like players that make sacrifices for the team.
Last 2 down here, Sammy, Jacob.
Jose, in history, your best teams have always had the knack of getting over the line, irrelevant of performances. Do you get the impression, you've been here for maybe 3 months now, do you get the impression that these set of players have those ingredients?
They have a very important ingredient, which is They are good people. I think it's very important. Very, very good people. Talented players. I think they need my help to develop some qualities as a team that are very, very important. Because good people and good players is not enough. You need a little bit more than be a good guy and be a good player. And I'm trying, obviously, to help them. And I'm really happy with what they did today in the second half, because showed exactly that that they are fantastic guys. And it's the kind of guys that after defeats, and we had already a couple, after defeats, I don't feel upset. I don't feel against them. I don't feel the desire to kick them in their ass. I feel the desire to hug, to support, to work, to improve. And that's why I'm pleased for them, because I think they really deserve to go home today with the feeling of the victory.
Jose, we saw Christian Eriksen come on and play a big part in the winning goal. Obviously, there are the questions over his future. The contract is up at the end of the season. Are you seeing someone who, though, from that little cameo there, who can still be a big part, wants to play for you?
About his future, I know his future. I think I know his future because his communication with me is completely open and honest, and we trust each other. The only thing I can tell you is that I know his future, but I'm not going to be the one to speak about his future. It has to be him to speak about his future when he makes the decision to speak about his future, not me. My feeling is he wants to help us, and that's the reason why when I am, let's say, in trouble, when I need a player with these qualities, I play him. And you are right, today was important. Harry had a yellow card, we needed freshness, we needed vision, we needed fast passing, and he was there for us, so I'm pleased.
Okay, we'll take a few questions on the Norwich game now, please.